Hi folks, welcome to Exposed, or welcome back to Exposed. And if I'm welcoming you back and you like what you see, I'd love it if you subscribed. Strange face on the screen if you don't know who the lady is. I'm sure all of you do. This is LisaLisaD1. Apparently she's Lardy's BFF in her mind. Anyway, I used to watch her years ago, and it got to the point where I wanted to stick needles in my eyes and drumsticks in my ears just to stop what was going on the screen. Never in my life have I met a more vacuous woman. There is nothing between this woman's ears, and all she cares about is buying things and filming her Friday video. Everything else can just go to shit. She's not bothered, which you will hear in a bit because she says something about getting ready to do a video and whatever. Anyway, welcome to LisaLisaD1's video that's called Emotional Story Time. Get ready with me. Keep that thought in mind. Emotional story time. I'm going to be cutting out the get ready with me bit because I just can't. So let's get going, shall we?
Hey guys, it's me, and today is Monday, and I thought about this and thought about what type of makeup tutorial or get ready with me do I want to do. I had someone message me the other day on Instagram, and they said none of their foundations were working, yada yada, something we've all probably felt. And what I always recommend when that happens is go back to like ground zero. Go back to your core basics before, this is what I have to do. I have to go back to the basics before I started branching out, because sometimes when we try like this new thing and that new thing, and we just keep bringing all these new things into our makeup routine, sometimes they just don't mesh.
Sometimes normal people have a makeup routine and they stick with it. They find a foundation that works. That is the one thing I don't buy multiples of, because I found the foundation that works for me and I just buy that one. Bare Minerals, in case you're wondering. I don't need anything else. It's perfect. I watch people and they're like, this is my daytime foundation. This is my nighttime foundation. This is the summer foundation. This is the spring foundation. This is the spring foundation if I've self-tanned. This is the this. This is the that. How do you cope with 95 fucking foundations in your drawer when you want to get ready for work or whatever? You open the drawer and you're there for 3 hours. Oh, which one shall I pick? And then she says something and it blows my mind when she gets to her foundation. Then I think we'll jump on to the emotional story.
And it just helps me when I go back and I remember, oh, this is why I like this. So I'm not going to try this, this, and this. You know what I mean? It's so good just to go back. So that's what the Sicily Double Tensor. I always like this no matter what. I'm going to use this for my base. And my hair is straight up from this morning. Like I woke up like this. I let it.
She's still doing that thing with her mouth. It's the funniest thing ever. When she used to put foundation on with a brush and she could move her mouth from one side of her face to the other. It's amazing. I've never seen anybody else do it. But it's what she says about the foundation and how to wear it. And it's like, what?
Dry natural. And this is the clip I put in it to take Will to school. So that is step one. Then we're going to do Estee Lauder Double Wear. I could put the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter under this, but in the summer,
Did anyone else hear that? Isn't the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter thing a foundation? So she's going to put a foundation under a foundation. And what she used to do then was set her foundation with a foundation. when, when you say it out loud, it's so fucking stupid. She had Laura Mercier. Why is it Mercier? Isn't it Mercier? Anyway, she had her foundation, the mineral foundation. So she puts a liquid foundation, then a heavier liquid foundation, and then a mineral foundation, and then a setting powder, and then a bronzer, and then I tell you, it's she'd need a shovel to get it off at the end of the day.
And when I want it to last, I think I prefer it by itself, because if you put the Charlotte Tilbury under it, which this is a tip, it's not going to be as matte. It may not last as long because it's not, I don't know, it's not the first thing adhering to your skin, and it may shear it out just the slightest bit. So if you don't like double wear, just because it's too, all of those things, try these.
Right. If you don't like double wear because it's too matte and too thick and too long lasting and too whatever, buy it anyway and get the Charlotte Tilbury as well and put that underneath. Because the Charlotte Tilbury obviously must be thinner, lighter, glowier, whatever. And if that's the look you're going for, just wear the fucking Charlotte Tilbury. I don't. With this woman, any fucking excuse to waste money. Madness.
Wear this. I just think, gosh, I love this so much. I never look at my
Oops, left it on double wear speed.
my face and think it looks too makeup-y. I just always like it. You guys, I had something so emotional happen this morning. I cried, and I don't cry a lot because I used to cry a lot, but as through the years, I've learned that if something upsets me enough to cry, I usually try to figure out how to not let that thing happen again. And so I don't cry.
And her mummy always told her, put all the bad thoughts out of your head. This is a 50-odd-year-old woman. If I find out what's making me cry, then I make sure not to be in the... What? What the actual fuck? Right, anyway, she said, I had such an emotional thing happen today, didn't you? I'm just going to play that again. Where are we?
So much. I never look at my...
So why do you keep fucking about and buying other things? You think you look good in that? Just use that then.
face and think it looks too makeup-y. I just always like it. You guys, I had something so emotional happen this morning. I cried, and I don't cry a lot because I used to cry a lot, but as through the years, I've learned that if something upsets me enough to cry, I usually try to figure out how to not let that thing happen again. And so I don't cry a lot these days. Something happened this morning. I'll tell you at the end of this video because I don't want to. John said, don't cry on camera, and I don't think I will. But let me just get through this first because this makeup routine is going to be quick. I just applied my bronzer and my camera wasn't on. But the bronzer I put on.
Oh, trials and tribulations of being a makeup YouTuber.
Moved here, I did a fragrance video.
Right, I think we're getting to the emotional story now.
It just looks so pretty. But it doesn't scream at you, highlight, but it just brings it all
It doesn't. Really.
together. Okay, so now we're going to do mascara. And I'm going to use one of my old favorites, which is the Chanel Le Volume. And I always love testers of mascara. It has to have something to do with the little short handle. Of course, I got some on my lid. Okay, while I'm waiting for my lashes to dry a little bit, let me tell you what I was talking about from this morning. Remember when we moved here, I did a fragrance video. And, you know, I had everything in a box and I put it over here. John was doing the walls and everything. We were waiting for my credenza. And so I didn't think a lot of it. I just had a few out that I was using. So fast forward to the last month, or, you know, ever so long, I could not find some of my fragrances. And I'm not talking...
Did you hear that? She couldn't find her perfumes. Hold the front page. This, right now, this is the emotional story. Strap yourself in, there's more.
Just little fragrances that you can replace. I'm talking limited editions. My bottle of New West, a bottle of Gucci that we got in Washington. We got it for Brooke in the Gucci store. A bottle of Bond Number 9, I Love New York, that I got at the Bond Number 9 store. Some Bond Number 9s that were gifts and were limited edition. Some of my all-time favorites. Some of my House of Sillage. I mean, a KKW. All of these. And then even before that, I had even more than that missing. So I started looking, and there's just but so many places to look here because it's a new house and we know pretty much where everything is. So I found, you know, just the ones I had pulled out, and it was just a few of them. And I didn't even have my Bronze Goddess. I didn't have just like some of my basics. So I kept it inside, or I was telling Brooke and John, and we were all looking and everything. And then finally, after a couple of weeks, I told my parents because, I mean, it...
Yep. This was so emotional and such a tragedy that she couldn't keep it to herself. She had to tell her elderly parents that she couldn't find her perfume.
It was upsetting me so bad. I just could not believe, I couldn't believe I had given those away. And I just knew I didn't. But I thought, did I get so crazy that I gave those away? And then I just kept saying, no, I would never give that away. So it was just killing me. And we would keep looking over and over and over everywhere. And then, so I finally told my parents, and they saw how upset I was. And I was almost home from leaving there. This was either last week or the week before. I think it was, I don't know, it was in the last couple of weeks. I got almost home and my mom called and she said, I found some of your fragrances. She said, when you left, your daddy said you need to help her find those perfumes. And I had given her some to see if she liked. But they were, you know, like if you give your mom or your daughter something, it's not like you're really giving it away. You still know where it is. And it was my Estee Lauder Double Wear. It was, I can't even remember what it was right now, but it wasn't the ones. It wasn't.
Daddy said, you need to help her find her perfumes. Do they live in a cloud somewhere? The Dumpkins, all together. Granny in the annex at the bottom of the garden. Daddy said, you better go and help her find them perfumes. Ma, what the?
It's like, I remember when she told me in the car, like my hands just tingled. They almost went numb. I thought it was going to be all the ones I had been thinking of. So I said, okay, I'm turning around right now and I'm going to come back. So I got there and she brought out, they were just in a bag. It was just a few of them. So I knew that wasn't like the mother load of all of my most precious fragrances. I mean, just, you guys, some that I really liked. And so it was a little bit of a happy moment, but it still made me feel so bad. And I even told her, I said, you know, the only thing I could think of is that I gave them to like my aunt or something. And I'm certainly not going to ask for them back. I just don't know. I said, but I really don't think I would have given those away. So this morning I was up early and I was getting Will ready for school, and John kind of started in on me about helping him in the garage. And I said, you know, I've got to make a video today, and I'm real funny about, because I get in the zone for my video like the night before, and I don't like to be kind of hassled or anything because I don't want to get frustrated before my video. So
Are we listening, folks? She gets in the zone from the night before, and she doesn't want to be hassled until she does her video. Do not speak to the Queen until she says it's okay for you to speak to her. John was getting in on me. John probably said, oh, honey, can you help me move something in the No, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone for my video. Go away, peasant.
I told him, you know, I'll have to get with you later in the week and, you know, talk about that. So when
I have to get with you later in the week to talk about it. No, I've got an hour when I get back from dropping Will off. What do you want me to do before I do my video? Book an appointment, John.
I got home, you guys, I don't want to cry. It's so silly to cry over perfume.
Yeah.
He had them all sitting on the counter. He found a box because I kept asking him, are you sure there's none in the garage? And what happened is when the movers packed up my shelves from upstairs in my old house, not the rental house, but my old house, they had packed up some of my fragrances and some little knick-knacky things, like this big green ball that I'm glad to see too. And they had wrapped it all on paper and put those knick-knacky things on top. And it said office or something. It was all of my fragrances, you guys. I mean, just, I never knew that something like that could mean so much to me. But it's, like I said, always, it's the memories behind it. A lot of it was being so upset with myself for being like that, which I knew I didn't give those away, but I thought, well, maybe I just pure lost my mind and gave those away. So that happened this morning.
Maybe I just pure lost my mind. Clutch them pearls. What the actual fuck, right? Bearing in mind, I've watched a lot of this woman, far too much to admit, but back in the day, she laughed when her cat was hit by a car, I think, and ended up with a dislocated jaw, and she left it in the garage overnight because she couldn't be arsed paying for an emergency vet. She'd rather buy a bottle of Bond number 9, obviously. And she laughed about how his mouth was hanging open, and he died. Did she cry for him? No. Did she cry for any of the other cats that died? No. Did she cry when Bridget died? That's her chihuahua. No. Things have been really upsetting. Not a tear. Not a tear. But she finds her fucking perfumes and the waterworks start. Really? What is it with these fucking narcs? I don't understand it.
And it's just, I don't know. It's been, so, I mean, I was like shaking. It has just been wonderful, wonderful. Okay, oh gosh, my lashes are probably already too dry. These are new, I just trimmed them. And we're just gonna put them on the...
So, we all know what's more important to Lisa. Not the family, not her husband, not her pets, her perfume. What can you say to that, really? What? Anyhow, thank you if you stayed to the end with me, and I will see you in the next one.